The Akashic records are the book of your past lives, which talk about what you did in those lives, the actions, the words, the intent behind everything that you did is recorded in these very ancient but powerful books. Accessing the Akashic records helps us to understand what kind of blockages are you carrying from your past lives that may be affecting your present life. The Akashic records are very sacred, and accessing them requires a practitioner. Deep meditation, a request from the client, the intention to read in the highest good, channeling through automatic writing are ways to access these records. These records are very sacred and must always be accessed with the client's permission only.
Today I have met Manmeet for the first time, and I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do today, so please could you enlighten me and us?
Sure. So I'm an Akashic Records healer, I'm a psychic and a medium, and it basically means I help people deal with emotional blocks in their life. Whether these blocks have been created in this life or have come to us from past lives.
So it helps you move forward.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right, so we're going to do a bit of that
Yes.
today.
Would you like if I read your Akashic records?
I would love it, she says
Great.
with trepidation.
So every Akashic records reading has 4 parts to it. The first part is about your soul blueprint. The second part of the reading focuses on your health. The third part of your reading will divide your blocks into past life blocks and present life blocks. And the fourth part of the reading goes into 1 or 2 lives your past lives that are affecting this life. When I accessed your records yesterday, I was shown by my guides that a large part of your soul purpose is to raise the consciousness of the planet. You have done it through embracing yourself the way you are. That really, really touches millions of lives across. And it is something that brings people more in touch with their own authentic selves. I also see that going forward, you will work with a lot of women and through networking further this cause. Your soul group is Polaris, and Polaris is the soul group that has been around for many, many years, and these souls did not really exist on Earth. They did not start their journey from Earth. They're from another planet, and when that planet was rendered uninhabitable, the souls shifted to Earth, which was the closest planet, to complete their karmic cycles. And therefore, I want to ask you, do you sometimes feel that you don't belong? As a child, when you were growing up, did you feel that you didn't really belong?
No,
yeah.
I didn't belong anywhere.
And were there times that you wanted to kind of just run away from it all?
To be honest, I've forgotten a lot. I've blocked it out. I don't remember much until I was 6. The only thing I remember is looking at photos, but I don't actually remember.
Okay. And do you also feel even now that people unnecessarily fight and there is so much of negativity and war and all of that? What is the point of all that? Do you feel that the earth goes through a lot of misery?
I cannot understand the stabbing, and that is one thing that is upsetting me at the moment. The amount of stabbings that are happening in London.
Yes.
And I find myself driving along listening to news and just thinking, why could anybody? What is the feeling of putting a knife into somebody? Where does that come from?
So this part comes from your not being actually from Earth, and that is what the records tell me, that you're not into. You're sensitive. Your energy is sensitive. Because things can hurt you, you kind of stay away from that negativity. The records also tell me you had lives in India and you have had lives in Africa as well.
Oh, so we've lived in many countries. I think for me, the best year was living in India. That's where I want to go. I want to go to Rwanda and see the gorillas.
And see, when you go to them, do you feel a connect? I also have a sort of insight which I'm going to tell you, and you can talk to me about if you're comfortable discussing it. It is about your relationship with your mom, which I don't see in this life was something that was very, very good. So you've had your own share of loneliness or sadness around the relationship.
Yeah, that's a tricky one, really, because I don't think anyone ever wants something negative about a parent when they've done their best. She didn't know any other way to deal with.
Agreed. Most parents don't. So
Yeah.
This is not like blaming them.
No.
It's more about, my perspective is about you.
My mother was not tactile, and I think that's what I feel that I missed out on.
And so because I'm going into a past life where you and she were sisters, and you were both actresses, and I see a relationship of jealousy and resentment from both sides, and therefore we are given opportunities to be born again and again, to kind of repair those damages that were done then. And I'm sure this life was far, far more productive and nicer than the one you had in that life, and the next one will be, closer more and more to love. Not that you were very nice to her in that life as well.
I'm sure. Girls together.
And actresses, and good-looking ones, and siblings. You have the right mix there. That you had a lot of lives where you were a rebel.
Yes, I can totally understand that. Yeah.
So, a rebel, and you would always question things before you were to do them. And you would say that, why? And you actually lost 2 lives just rebelling.
That doesn't surprise me.
Your energy center is divine power. So people who have this energy center, for who freedom is one of the most important values in their life. They don't like their back against the wall. They don't like to be told what to do all the time. Does that apply to you?
Yeah, I do question why there are rules. I mean, not why there are rules. I understand why there are rules, but specific rules.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, because
Seriously.
freedom is actually one of your key qualities.
Right.
And money is important to them because money also offers freedom. Yeah?
So that's why money is important.
Always, yes. So money is important, and these people really value other people's privacy.
I'm going to visit other people's money.
These are also people who love diving straight in. Yes? Does that apply to you?
Yes.
And
Yes, when I meet people, Shruti says, so do you want to know about this, that and the other? I said, no, let's just do it.
Let's just do it.
Let's just get in
So
there.
yeah, so
Love
that's
that.
something. These are people who love challenges. And
Do I love challenges?
tell.
We're running 100 kilometers in 1 week.
Wow.
Dreading it. But yes, I do love challenges.
You're going to meet your soul tribe very soon. So you've started meeting people, but it's going to happen a lot more over the next 10 months. And that's going to give you a lot of joy in the next 5 to 6 years.
Love that.
Yes. And the guys also show me you biking. Does that make any sense? Are you fond of bikes?
Bicycle or motorbike?
Motorbikes.
Yeah, I did. We're going to travel from San Francisco to LA in October, and I'm taking my son. And I said, so we're going to drive. And he said, oh, we could get a motorbike. I said, well, what about the suitcase? If we didn't have the suitcases, then maybe the motorbike would have come into our lives. But
It will. Wait and watch.
Okay, you heard it here.
Also from your soul group, I have this information that, these are very trustworthy, dependable people. But it's not important that all the time they get what they give out. Sometimes they also end up giving out too much and not have real boundaries in knowing what to do for others and how much to do it. And once that happens and it's not reciprocated, it can hurt them.
Yes, that does.
Teeth and kidneys.
So yeah, I have niggles in some of the, no, not kidneys. Don't even get started on teeth. I'm terrified of teeth. Terrified. So let's not talk about teeth.
From the present life, you have removed a lot of anger you may have felt, because I don't see that anymore. But I'm sure in your life you have dealt with a lot of anger, probably of other people coming towards you. I think you've worked already upon your negative thought form.
Yes.
Lessons from this going forward from this reading could include working more on your own self, which you're already doing, taking more risks, in exploring more.
Yeah, my family want me to jump out of an aeroplane. Seriously. But yes, I am intending to have adventures this year.
Yes, that would be lovely.
Yeah.
And what about not giving too much and being imbalanced?
I think there is a risk of it, but I kind of think I'm just on the cusp of balance right now.
The closest ones, think. There is a lot more giving and a lot more bleeding of the heart. Not only people, there could be animals as well. Balance.
Food for thought.
How beautiful to read for someone who has healed themselves to a large extent and are at a very beautiful stage of their lives.
Life is a journey.
Yes.
And it's been bumpy, but as I said in the beginning, those bumps are what make you
what you
the
are.
person that you become.
Yeah.
And I'm still a work in progress. And that's what's exciting about waking up in the morning. So you have a Facebook page
Yes.
that people ask questions of you.
Yes. So it's called Soul Miracles by Manmeet. And I do a lot of work there. We have an online community of 30,000 people.
It's pretty big.
And they're all into healing. So all souls have a soul contract, and they choose the lives that they will be born in, at least the movie set before we are born. So I always tell people that don't compare your life to others, because their lessons are different, so their set looks different. You cannot really make a Romeo and Juliet in a Rocky 3 kind of a set. You know what I'm saying?
One thing about star signs, are you always the same star sign, or do those change around?
No, of course you're different.
Are you different every time?
Yes.
You're not born the same
No.
month? Well, I want to be a Leo all the time.